Rubik cube, ukulele, and filmmaking, I've picked all of those skills from the ground, and I use this exact system every single time. Most people, when they start a new skill, they start with research. They watch 40 tutorials, they buy the right gear, they read Reddit threads about what they should do first, and weeks later, you have zero progress. Hi, my name is Pedro, and at some point I realized any new skill I was picking up, I was using this exact formula. When I wanted to learn filmmaking, here's exactly what I did. I just grabbed my Panasonic camera that I used to have. I bought this $30 microphone and that's it. I didn't have lighting, I didn't have any skills, I didn't have Final Cut, I just have a normal video editor and I just start filming. My first video was horrible, but it exists. And that's the part that everyone wants to skip. So here's the system. It's 3 steps. It's the same thing I did with Rubik Cube, ukulele, filmmaking, and also juggling. The first thing is to figure it out. What's the thing that is stopping me from doing this thing that I want to do right now? And remove it. You try to change the way you think. Don't think, what do I need to be good? But think, what do I need to start? My camera just had one lenses, which was a 23 millimeters, and I filming in a very small studio. So you're gonna see my first videos, I'm fully cropping. My face is basically here because I couldn't change. It's prime. And that's completely fine because that was enough for me to start and get things rolling. With Rubik Cube, I still didn't memorize. To this day, I know how to solve some steps, but whenever I don't know, I just go and look at some formulas. And I think that's the point that most people are missing. Your fear of failing or your fear of not looking so good while doing something is the thing that's actually blocking you. With ukulele, I didn't learn music theory. I just watched some random YouTube videos about musics that I like and I just try to play along. Most of the times I would probably be out of sync, playing wrong chords, but for me it's not about perfection. It's about doing, starting, and then after that, if you really like the craft, you can just keep improving yourself. And then invest your money into become better. The blocker is never what you actually think it is. It's not the gear, it's not your knowledge. It's just you putting the belief that you need those things before you start to do something. And unfortunately, even for these videos over here, you don't. You just start broken. Step 2. Once I start, I don't try to improve everything all at once. Because imagine, you're someone who had zero skills or knowledge into that specific skill. And the worst thing you can do is trying to improve everything all at once. What I did instead was, whenever I was doing one single video a week, I would try to focus in a specific setting of a video. So for example, for you to see progress, to see improvement, you start with one single step at a time. I was doing my videos weekly. I would just focus on one single thing. I was focusing on my audio. Okay, until the point I think I reach a good quality in my audio, I jump to the cinematography and then I start trying to improve my lighting, improve maybe positioning of my camera. And then after that, I did other small increments. How could I improve my workflow so I could edit my videos easier? How could I improve the way I'm speaking, the way I'm doing my scripts for these videos? All of this, I didn't do all at once because it would be impossible. I just tried to make one specific skill easy enough and learnable enough so it becomes automatic. When I was doing these videos, I was focusing so much on audio for at least 3-4 weeks that I start to gain the knowledge of setting up audio, and then I could just do it without actually having to think through or having that limitation belief or the hardship of, oh, I don't know how to set up the audio, set up the camera. No, you just focus on that once you get very good in the audio, and then you're gonna focusing, for example, into the lighting. You don't need to necessarily remember because you're already automatically doing the audio fixing or positioning the audio correctly. So in that case, you just need to focus into the light. That's what I actually try to do most of the times that I'm learning, because otherwise I would just be overwhelmed. And if you see, this pattern will be happening everything that I do. With Rubik's Cube, I didn't try to remember or memorize a pattern. I just keep using the formula until things start to click into my brain. So I would be doing the white part, the yellow part, doing the crosses, and then I would be like, wow, it's slowly starting to make sense. And this is actually how software engineers debug. You don't pick 5 variables at once. You just pick one and you keep trying to understand what's going on into that specific thing. Once you isolate it, you test it, you confirm it works, and then you move on to your next step. Step 3. So once one thing is solid, it will stay solid. It's now a foundation. Now I just pick the next thing and stack on top of this. My audio is good, now we'll work on the framing. Now the framing is good, I will work into the lighting. Now the lighting is good, I will work on my scripts. Now my scripts are good, I will try to improve my workflow. You got where I'm going? One single improvement, make it solid, move to the next. And this is where it compounds, because each knowledge that you're making a solid foundation is becoming a leverage for the next knowledge. When I'm talking about filmmaking, there's different processes, right? There's framing, there's the background, because most of the people think the quality actually is on the camera, but it is not. The actually quality that you can get from filming yourself, it comes from the lighting. And that's things that you only realize once you're put into the work. Here's one little secret that nobody talks about. The order matters. And why do I say that? Because I always try to start with something that I think is easier. The main reason is, imagine you're learning a new skill and you feel super blocked. You don't know how to move or where to move. Why by any chance do you want to pick the hardest thing that you have no idea or no clue on how to work on that? No, move to the easiest thing that you can. And once you progress and make a solid foundation on that, and then you start incrementing into the easiest to the hardest. Because once you get to the hardest, probably what it was hardest for you right now, once you start making all the solid foundations, it will be very easy. This system over here is just iterative development. In software, we don't build a product and test it end to end. That's a disaster. You build the smallest working version first. It's ugly, it barely works, but it runs. Only then you improve in cycles. Day one, it isn't about quality, it's just about getting something that exists. And the reason most people stall is because they try to build the version 10 into the day one, which is almost impossible. The process, it isn't perfect. You remove blockers, you start ugly, you improve one thing at a time, and you repeat, but it works, and it works on everything. So here are the key takeaways. Step 1, remove every blocker between you and starting. Step 2, pick one thing to improve, max it out, don't touch anything else until you get this solid foundation. And step 3, stack the knowledge on top of each other. I'm curious, what's something you've been wanting to pick up, but you keep preparing yourself instead of starting? Drop in the comments. So if you like videos like this, breaking things down and questioning the usual advices and figure out system behind system, that's what this channel is all about. Subscribe and I will see you in the next one.